Have you ever noticed how some days you feel a little more tired than usual, or maybe your heart just doesn't seem to have the pep it used to? If you're over 70, you might be wondering how to keep your heart strong so you can enjoy your daily walks, time with grandkids, or even just a quiet evening with a good book. Your heart is working hard for you every day, and what you eat plays a huge role in keeping it healthy. But here's the thing. Some foods we love might actually be working against us, raising the risk of heart issues without us even realizing it. Don't worry, though. You don't need to overhaul your entire kitchen to make a difference. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 foods to avoid after 70 to protect your heart and keep you feeling your best. These are simple changes you can make, backed by science, to help your heart stay strong and your energy high. So, grab a comfy seat, maybe a glass of water, and let's dive into the first couple foods to steer clear for a healthier heart. First up, let's talk about processed meats. You know the ones: bacon, sausage, hot dogs, or that deli ham you might love in your sandwiches. They're convenient, tasty, and often a go-to for quick meals. My friend Dorothy, who's 72, used to make a ham sandwich every day for lunch, thinking it was a simple, healthy choice. But here's why processed meats can be tough on your heart. They're loaded with sodium and unhealthy fats, which can raise your blood pressure and cholesterol levels. Sodium makes your heart work harder by holding on to extra water in your body, and those saturated fats can clog arteries over time. Studies show that eating processed meats regularly increases the risk of heart disease, especially for seniors. The good news? You don't have to give up flavor. Try swapping processed meats for leaner options like grilled chicken, turkey breast, or even plant-based proteins like hummus. Dorothy started using sliced turkey and avocado in her sandwiches, and she says they're just as satisfying. If you're craving that bacon taste, try a sprinkle of smoked paprika on roasted veggies for a similar smoky flavor without the heart strain. Start by cutting back to once or twice a week, and your heart will thank you. Next, let's talk about sugary drinks. Whether it's soda, sweetened iced tea, or even those fancy coffee drinks with syrups, these can sneak up on you. My neighbor Frank, who's 74, used to sip on cola all day, thinking it was harmless compared to snacks. But sugary drinks are packed with empty calories and can spike your blood sugar, which puts stress on your heart and blood vessels. Over time, this can lead to weight gain and higher risk of heart issues, especially after 70, when our bodies are more sensitive to sugar. Research shows that cutting back on sugary drinks can lower your risk of heart disease and even help with energy levels. The fix is simple. Switch to water, herbal tea, or unsweetened sparkling water. Frank started keeping a pitcher of water with lemon slices in his fridge, and he says it feels refreshing and keeps him hydrated without the sugar crash. If you love a little flavor, try adding a splash of 100% fruit juice to sparkling water for a treat. The goal isn't to never have a sweet drink again. Just make them an occasional treat, not a daily habit. Your heart will feel lighter, and you'll likely notice a boost in how you feel overall. Now that we've covered processed meats and sugary drinks, there's another food that might be hiding in your pantry, quietly putting your heart at risk. It's something many of us enjoy without thinking twice, but cutting back can make a big difference in keeping your heart strong and your energy up. You're already making great strides by cutting back on processed meats and sugary drinks. Your heart's got to be feeling the love. Those small changes can go a long way toward keeping your ticker strong and your energy up for things you enjoy, like a morning walk or a chat with friends. Now, let's keep the momentum going with another food that might be sneaking into your meals more often than you think. Fried foods. We all love the crispy crunch of fried chicken, French fries, or even those tempting onion rings at the diner. My cousin Betty, who's 71, used to treat herself to fried fish every Friday, thinking it was a nice way to end the week. But here's the problem. Fried foods are packed with unhealthy trans fats and saturated fats that can clog your arteries and raise your cholesterol, putting extra strain on your heart. After 70, our bodies don't handle these fats as well, and studies show that regularly eating fried foods increases the risk of heart disease. The good news is you don't have to give up flavor to keep your heart happy. Try baking or grilling instead. Same great taste, less harm. Betty switched to oven-baked fish with a sprinkle of breadcrumbs for that crispy texture, and she says it's just as delicious. You can also use an air fryer for a healthier version of your favorites, like sweet potato fries. Start by cutting fried foods to once a month or less, and swap in heart-friendly options like roasted veggies or grilled chicken. Your heart will thank you, and you'll still enjoy your meals without the greasy aftermath. Another food to watch out for is white bread and refined grains. Think of things like white toast, dinner rolls, or even some crackers and pastas made from white flour. These are staples in a lot of kitchens, and my friend Harold, who's 73, used to start every morning with white toast and jam, thinking it was a harmless habit. But refined grains are stripped of fiber and nutrients, causing quick blood sugar spikes that can stress your heart over time. They also lack the heart-healthy fiber that helps lower cholesterol and keep your arteries clear. Research shows that swapping refined grains for whole grains can reduce heart disease risk, especially for seniors. The fix is simple. Switch to whole grain versions. Harold started buying whole grain bread and even tried quinoa instead of white rice. He says he feels fuller longer and has more energy for his afternoon card games. Look for labels that say 100% whole grain or whole wheat when shopping, and try options like oatmeal, brown rice, or whole grain pasta. If you're not ready to go all in, start by mixing half and half, like using half white pasta and half whole grain in your favorite dish. It's a small change that makes a big difference for your heart. As you ease away from fried foods and refined grains, you're giving your heart a fighting chance to stay strong and keep you active. These swaps aren't about deprivation. They're about finding tasty, heart-friendly alternatives that let you enjoy your meals guilt-free. Whether you're grilling fish instead of frying it or swapping white bread for a hearty whole grain slice, you're taking control of your health in a way that feels doable. Let's keep exploring how to protect your heart with one more food to avoid and some practical ways to make these changes stick for the long haul. You're doing fantastic by steering clear of processed meats, sugary drinks, fried foods, and refined grains. Your heart is getting some serious TLC. These changes are like giving your body a gift, helping you stay energized for the activities you love, whether to stroll with friends or just enjoying a quiet evening at home. Let's wrap up with one final food to avoid that might surprise you: excessive salt. Salt is in so many things we eat: canned soups, packaged snacks, even that sprinkle you add to your dinner. My neighbor Alice, who's 75, used to love her canned chicken noodle soup for lunch, thinking it was a healthy choice. But too much salt can raise your blood pressure, forcing your heart to work harder, which is especially risky after 70 when our hearts are more sensitive. Studies show that cutting back on sodium can lower blood pressure and reduce the risk of heart issues. The fix isn't about bland food. It's about getting creative with flavors. Alice started making her own soup with low-sodium broth and fresh herbs like rosemary and thyme. She says it tastes even better than the canned stuff. Try swapping salt for spices like garlic powder, cumin, or even a squeeze of lemon for a zesty kick. Check labels for low-sodium options and aim to keep your daily salt intake under 2,300 milligrams, about a teaspoon. If you're dining out, ask for sauces on the side to control the salt. Small tweaks like these keep your meals delicious while being kind to your heart. As you move away from these 4 foods, processed meats, sugary drinks, fried foods, and excessive salt, you're building a heart-healthy way of eating that doesn't feel like a sacrifice. It's all about smart swaps that fit into your life. Think of my friend Margaret, who's 72. She used to rely on deli meats and soda, but she started experimenting with grilled chicken wraps and flavored water. Now she feels lighter and has more energy for her weekly book club. These changes don't happen overnight, and that's okay. Start with one swap, like replacing fries with roasted veggies or cutting back on salt with a new spice, and build from there. Your heart is worth it, and so is a chance to keep doing the things that make you smile, whether it's dancing with your partner or playing cards with friends. I hope these tips have given you some practical ideas to protect your heart and feel your best. You don't have to be perfect. Just take one step at a time, and you'll be amazed at how much better you feel. Try picking one food to cut back on this week. Maybe swap that soda for a glass of water with a slice of fruit and see how it goes. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which food are you thinking about avoiding? Or do you have a heart-healthy recipe you love? Your tips could inspire someone else in our community. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more ways to stay healthy and vibrant after 70. Don't forget to tap the bell icon so you never miss our new videos. We're sharing fresh tips every week. Thank you so much for watching, and here's to a strong heart and a life full of energy and joy.